When people get one of your saunas, say they really don't have much experience doing sauna therapy, at least not on a consistent basis, how do you get them started? Like, what is there a specific dosage as far as, frequency and the amount of time that they spend in
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, so we have 4 different choices, 4 different series. So it's really good that if you talk to a Sunlighten, representative, we'll walk you through, because we don't want people to get more than they need, right? So it's
Mm.
to your point, like, you don't necessarily need to have impulse if you are looking for, for just detoxing the body, or if you're looking for strictly increasing your core temperature and helping you, with inflammation at the deepest level. I mean, far infrared is enough. And so we have 2 different series with that, and we'll speak to them and try to identify what they're looking for and guide them in the right way. We have one unit that's portable. It's really easy to use. And then there's a different series that has a blend of the wavelengths together. And then there's Impulse that has independently and isolated out the 4 spectrums. Now, as far as the dosage, in all of them, we recommend starting slow, because most people haven't. I mean, this is a concentrated dose, right? And that's also the thing that makes Sunlighten's infrared different than any other type of infrared sauna. Is ours is the highest concentration that you can buy on the market. It is like the most, it's the most easily absorbed, and you kind of think of it as a supplement without fillers, right? You're just getting the active ingredient. It's 99% of the active ingredient into your body. As a result, it's intense, because most of the time, like when you think about you're outside, it's 55%, right?
Yeah.
So, and there's other factors, there's UV and there's other things conflicting. So, I mean, we're really filtering out everything else and just giving you the infrared. So start slow. Slow means 10 to 15 minutes. See how you feel, and then have your body react, and then do it again. The key that I want to say with using infrared is consistency. I always like it because I get a lot of questions about it. So I try to frame it for people to make the decision on their own as it relates to exercise. And not everybody exercises, not everybody can. But if you think of even just the simple, like walking, infrared works on the body very similar to exercise. And so if you haven't walked in a very long time, you want to take it slow. You want to listen to your body. And, but the key is consistency. If you're starting to do something like walking or running or anything, you don't want to do it once and then wait 2 weeks and do it again, because all the benefit that you achieved, you now have to start all over again. So you want to do it as often as you can. Really, the best thing to do is create a habit. And if it doesn't matter whether you do it in the morning, or at night or whatever, but do it at the same time. It really helps. I'm a big morning person for my sauna. I really love it. I like to work out in the morning, and I sauna, and I stack them together. I have found a huge difference in my body when I stack it, because my core temperature stays elevated. And so I just get like exponentially more benefits than if I exercise and then do in sauna a different day. So that's how I like to do it.
Yeah.
And
It's
enjoy it.
so it's a hormetic stressor, meaning that it's
Yes.
a stress on the body, but it makes us more stronger and more resilient, right? But we need some recovery time, and we kind of build up our fitness level in handling the heat and handling the infrared rays. And so you don't want to overwhelm your system. So you were saying 10 to 15 minutes. Is there like a temperature range? Because I know like you can get an infrared sauna up to, 145, 150, maybe even more. It's definitely not as hot as kind of a stove or a steam sauna, right? And so it's a little more comfortable than that. But you still can get it pretty hot. And obviously you wouldn't want to start with that, I'd imagine.
Yeah, the best way to absorb. So now I'm talking about science versus like preference, right? As far as experience, I'm talking scientifically, the best way to receive the maximum amount into your body of infrared is to get in and turn it on and get and experience that infrared wavelength while it's heating up.
Mm,
because the wavelength is the longest at that time, and it is the most easily and most efficiently absorbed into the body. It's not
mm,
going to feel hot. So
yeah.
a lot of people struggle with that because intuitively they feel they need to be hot. So I always tell people it depends on your preference. Like, what do you want? If you want to feel hot and you want to feel hot right when you get in, then don't do that, you know. But I mean, I feel responsible to share the optimal way, you know, to use it. And that is the optimal way, is to get in and get your body, let it be in there while it's heating up, and eventually work up to, I talked about 10 to 15. I want to give a marker for working up to, you know, I would love to see everybody do it 40 minutes a day. We have a program inside our sauna that is 45 minutes, which is great. That's fantastic. I'll also say that don't not do it because you don't have 40 minutes. Do
Mhm.
it even if you only do it for 5, you're getting a powerful wavelength into your body that you weren't going to get. So we might as well do it, you know, and then the next day try and do more. Don't beat yourself up. Don't be
Mm.
like, okay, not gonna do it today because I don't have 20 minutes or 30 minutes or 40 minutes. Don't do that. Just get in and do what you can do, and then try and do more, you know, tomorrow. I guarantee you, if you start that way, you're gonna find time, because the way the energy works with your body starts to crave that energy connection. You know, that dance molecules that are dancing around, that feels good. You get more energy. I mean, infrared like actually produces more energy into your body. And when you have more energy, you want to do things that deliver that feeling. And you know, so you want to go back in there and I want to do it again because my brain feels clearer. That's my biggest thing. It's just that mind chatter and brain fog and of having a very, you know, just a lot of things going on. The clarity is amazing. And then the energy connection of just feeling like, oh my gosh, I can totally take on anything that comes my way today because I have got so much more energy now than I did, you know, 30 before I got into my sauna.
So you're gonna get a lot of benefits even if you're not sweating, just by getting in there as it's heating up, and that's probably a good place for a lot of people to start. Over time, though, they may want to get the benefits of sweating. Obviously, it's a
Yep,
great way. It's going to enhance detoxification. The higher the heat, you're going to get more heat shock protein activation and higher levels of autophagy from that. So there are benefits to getting in when it's hot and you're sweating, right?
absolutely. Yeah.
With it, but you want to work your way up. Kind of like that's kind of like an intense workout. So you want to work your way up to that. And is there like a temperature range? Like, for example, like you've been doing this for a long time. Is there a temperature range now that your body's so conditioned for this that you like to be in?
I like to be around 130. That's a really good spot for me, 120, 130. I feel great. I'm sweating. I'm comfortable so that
Hmm.
I can stay in. That's really important, is you don't want to be in a place where you're like, oh my gosh, I can't do this any longer. Because the
Mm.
whole benefit is receiving the wavelength into your
Yeah.
body.
So would it be better? That's a good question. Would it be better to be at a temperature like 125, 130 that's more comfortable and stay in for 45 minutes, or get it up to 145 degrees, like that's what my wife and I do, and then I can do like 20 minutes maybe max, and she sometimes can stay in there for 30. But would it be better to with a lower temperature but staying in there longer than a higher temperature, right? Really
Mhm.
sweating a lot, but also it being uncomfortable and like having to get out at a certain point.
Yeah. So the was it the latter that you said? So it's in the staying in there longer. Is better because you're getting that
Mm,
this energy is just so powerful into your body, and it's so important for your body. And you're not going to probably get it. You're not going to get that concentration any other way. So you might as well, you know, enjoy it and receive as much of the wavelength as you can. You know, there are times where you just want that, you know, burning sweat, and that's a personal preference. And then do that. You know, I mean, I just always say, listen to your body. You know,
mm,
um, you'll know how your body responds best. So try it both ways and see how you feel, because the feeling is going to drive how you do it most often. But I in all my experience, if you have to dread, or if you have to like feel like, oh, okay, 2 more minutes, that habit isn't going to last a long time. And so it really, I mean, I love being in there and stretching, moving my neck, and or journaling, or doing breath work, just stacking all sorts of things, because, we pack so much into our day. I want to be able to do other things while I'm inside my sunlight den, so that I have accomplished multiple things. And in order to do that, I have to be able to breathe
Mhm.
calmly and enjoy the experience. If I'm just surviving, it's hard to do the other things. It's hard to meditate when
Yeah.
you're surviving.
Yeah, that's good to know that you don't have to get it to this kind of heat point that is hard to tolerate. So it's really good. I usually read it when I'm in there,
Yeah,
but
the other point, just on while we're talking about this topic, is one of the great ways that the sauna helps with reducing inflammation is by getting the body into that parasympathetic state,
mm,
into that really, deep relaxation state, where you're changing your blood pressure,
mhm,
you're expanding your lungs. I mean, you're really completely relaxing the body. And generally speaking, you're going to have a greater parasympathetic reaction experience at a lower temperature. Yeah, and while still activating the heat shock proteins, because that is important, because any type of heat is going to activate the heat shock proteins. So you're still going to get your immune system, it's still going to be boosted. Your mitochondria is still going to get stronger. I mean, you're helping with the cellular repair. You're still doing all of that at a lower temperature, which is the
mhm,
value, of infrared. The one thing that may be a little bit different is your level of sweat. But if you can get yourself, which is conditioning, it's like anything, any training, if you can get yourself to sweat at the lower temperatures, that's the berries.